Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
No. My name is Mike P. Waworski, and I am your co-host. I am the co-host from the East Coast. That's the coast with the most from the co-host with the most. Here on the Rundown, where we bring you the 2A views and conservative news. But I have a co-host also today.
Yes,
My
you
name's
do.
Earl Boone, and I'm just a victim of circumstance. I couldn't get out of here quick enough. They roped me into this, folks.
Excellent. Earl, it is a pleasure to have you back on the program.
Oh, always. I have fun with this. I enjoy busting your guys' chops any opportunity I can.
Chop.
That seems to be kind of a Florida arms room thing.
The chops? Yeah.
That's what we do.
Busting chops.
Yep.
Busting chops. That's what we do.
You bring it here, we'll bust it and put it on the news.
There you go. How's your Fine Friday going today?
Oh, not too shabby. I did not get to spend time with you yesterday. I got the emergency. Had to do some emergency flying stuff to take care of some problems, some people with some health issues. Let's say that way. Like if they didn't get there really soon, somebody was going to kick their butt. So they had some health issues.
Okay.
So
That's a health concern.
yeah, concern. So that took me away. I started at 9:00 yesterday morning. Thought would be done by 1. Was done by 1, and at 1:30 got called back in. And Craig, I was literally at the cantina going, "Oh, thank you for the Cinco de Mayo celebration beverage," and they went, "No," and I was like, "Oh." I knew I should have drove further away from the airport.
Maybe so. But then you would have been caught before you would have even been able to order a drink.
Exactly. Very true. Yeah. I should have just waited around and stayed there. So how's your day doing? How's your Cinco de Sexo going?
Oh, you know what? It's going phenomenal. Had a great time yesterday. Had my brother and a couple of friends came over, and we just once again used it as a reason to drink. Yesterday's partying shot was literally a meme that said, "I'm not above using obscure Mexican battles as an excuse for my drinking."
Works for me.
Yeah, all the time. My question yesterday was, do you think they have Cinco de Mayo in other countries?
Do other countries have 4th of July?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
They probably have it. They just don't celebrate it quite the way we do.
Yeah,
I don't think Mexicans
certain of that.
celebrate it the way we
I'm
do.
certain of that.
They've got to be thinking in Mexico. They got to be thinking these gringos are stupid, but they pay a lot for their drinks, so it's okay.
That's true. We got the Mexican price and then the gringo price. Yeah, very true.
There you go. All right, well, hey, let's go ahead and get into today's news. Interesting stuff going on. Now, Mike, this is something you and I already knew was happening, but now there's actually some confirmation that is going on. Emily Miller, who's a reporter, has noted that some of her sources, and these are people who are within the municipality there where she reports, are telling her that many of the guns that they are calling ghost guns,
Back to here.
yes, many of them are actually they're firearms with the serial number removed, and so these are the numbers that they are in fact reporting as ghost guns. So we all know, and by the way, they're saying only about 20% of the guns that they're calling ghost guns are actually ghost guns.
Yeah. This is we've talked about this, right? We know this. We know that they're calling everything a ghost gun. They're calling a block of aluminum a ghost gun. They're calling a gun that had these serial numbers filed off of it a ghost gun. They're calling an 80% lower receiver a ghost gun. Everything that they can't find a name for is now a ghost gun. It's ridiculous. It's they're lying as usual, and and they're winning, Craig, right? Because they've stolen the war of the words away from us, and now it's all ghost guns.
Yeah, ghost gun is new hotness.
It's like, I'm reading a book called Speechless, and it actually is literally talking about how they have attempted to take over literally language. and just by making stuff up, making up words and terminology, changing the meanings of words and terminology. And the worst part is that we keep allowing them to do it. And as a result, we, like you said, we wind up losing many times in the arguments when dealing with policy. Well, because they're lying, for lack of a better term, and they're getting away with it.
Yeah, no, it's not a lack of better terms. It's they lying, liar, liar, pants on fire. That's what they are.
Oh, beyond a shadow of a doubt, they are lying.
Yeah.
But I think it's important for us to once again continue to point these things out, continue to let policymakers know, and let the public know that this is the sort of stuff that they're doing. This is the sort of stuff that they're saying. And yet, no, that is in fact not the case at all. Just kind of, anyway, I'm sorry. Gets under my skin.
Oh, I thought maybe actually something got under your skin there. That was pretty good reaction. You should act, Craig. That was pretty good. You should think about acting. I was convinced there was something wrong with you. Yeah.
Very funny. All right, moving right along. Speaking of lying to us, did you know that the CDC was spying on us? So here's what happened, Mike. So the CDC decided they were going to buy a bunch of phone data. I don't know if this necessarily counts as spying, but what they did was they purchased the phone data from the phone companies in order to track and see, were we actually socially distancing? Were we adhering? Were we going and spending time with our neighbors? They looked and checked and see if people were going from their house to their neighbor's house, if neighbors were gathering, if people were going to public places or going to places of worship and stuff like that. They literally went out of their way. And once again, the fact that the phone company sold them this data is scary, on top of the fact of how they used it.
Craig, you and I both know from our experiences in this industry that the phone cops are the ones to be feared. The phone cops will come get you if you do something wrong with your telephone. Yeah. Listen, Craig, does it surprise me that the CDC was in cahoots with the government FCC regulators with my phone? No. I bet you Fauci probably negotiated the deal himself. It's social distancing. If we don't, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die unless you're in an old folks home in New York, then it's okay there. Or if you're in the beach in Florida, that's all right there. So actually, it wasn't. Remember, Earl?
Right.
The first couple of weekends down here 2 years ago, people are wandering around on the beach in the windy 80-degree weather, and they came down and hunted them down and told them they had to go inside because they had to social distance.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that everybody thinks the CDC is a government agency. It's not. It's a private entity. It acts like it thinks it is a government agency. I'm not surprised they spent, they do get taxpayer funding. They spent that money to go to the phone companies and buy this information. The biggest thing I get shaken up over this is remembering and realizing again, yes, the phone companies do have this kind of information on us. One of the big conspiracy theories you've heard in the past, and Mike and I are especially, and you, Craig, we're older than some of our viewing audience potentially, and we remember hearing the mark of the beast. We don't need a mark of the beast. We carry it around in our pockets.
It was supposed to be on the forehead, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
okay.
Somewhere, chip in the back of the hand or something like that.
It's supposed to be on our forehead.
Well,
that's where the new cell phone is actually going to be. That's where they're going to put the chip, where you're going to be able to see and hear and all of that fun stuff.
Well, I've got a billboard. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Get the mark of the beast on.
There you go. He's got an 8 head. Yeah, but once again, the police, the government police are trying to decide. They want to tell us how to live and how to live our lives, and they want to control us. And if they're going to control us, they got to know where we're at. And that's what the whole point of that is.
Craig, I say you, Earl, and I, we start up our own CDC, but we call it the Center for Disease Control Center, and it'll be the CDC. CDC, whatever.
CDCC.
And we'll just have our own. and we can put out whatever we want. I want to get Fauci for our spokesperson though, but not a real one. I want to get like a little kid, like a small person dressed as Fauci.
We'll call him Dr. Fakey.
Well, I guess it is like the same thing.
It's like the same thing, except if it's a kid, they're probably younger.
And they're probably smarter and understand, medicine better. It's a virus, which means that I can, protect myself against it. So, oh well.
There you go.
Yeah, the CDC spied on us. Yeah, and in cahoots, Craig. In fact, it's not so much the CDC I'm worried about. It's the folks at the iPhone place, the Apple. How many times do we have to watch the federal government go to them and say, "Listen, we need to get into this guy's Apple phone, or it's the end of civilization as we knew it."
Right.
And they said, "Did you enter the passcode?" No, I didn't enter the passcode. I don't have it. That's why I came to you. It's a 6-digit passcode. I know it's a 6-digit passcode. I don't have it. And if I enter it 3 times, it'll destruct. Yes, sir, you have to have the passcode. No, that's why I called you, because I don't have the passcode. And that's how it goes with the federal government and the Apple iPhone people forever and ever. And they're the ones you need to be afraid of. Apple's watching everything. Listen, we were just over here doing some radio show, and he said something that sounded like SIRI, and the room went nuts. Everything started resetting itself. So don't bring her up. Don't bring her up. Yeah. And it was like a Canadian saying they were apologized, just so everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. That woman listens to everything.
Yeah, that's it. So.
She does. Well, you could set Siri to be a woman or a man. I'll never forget. My wife had it as some dude with a British accent. I was like, who are you talking to?
Hey, wait a minute. What's
Hey,
going
whoa,
on
wait,
here?
whoa. Mine is actually a woman with an Australian accent.
Oh, okay.
Still doesn't understand what I'm saying though.
Yeah, none of them do.
None of them do. Even the American ones have no idea have no idea what we're saying.
For the record, I never once ever said ducking. Just so we're clear.
Okay, moving once again right along. Now wait a minute, a little too close to the edge for you. Hey, did you guys heard about? Well, first of all, let me go back to the two shot. You guys heard about Dave Chappelle getting attacked, right?
Yes.
Is that what that says?
Yeah.
I thought that said Chipotle gets attacked. I'm sorry.
Chipotle gets attacked. Oh, Mike,
clean your cheaters.
So check it out. The guy who attacked him was only charged with four misdemeanors, right? So dude basically goes after him on the stage, right? He has a replica gun, which is not a real gun, but with a knife, and attempts to attack Dave Chappelle. And the district attorney and the city attorney only charged the guy with felonies. With misdemeanors. Now think about this. All right, first you have Will Smith goes on stage and slaps Chris Rock, and now you have another comedian getting attacked. I think it's war on comedians, and by the way, he got whatchamacallit who attacked Chris Rock, Will Smith. He got an Oscar. He didn't get no charges, nothing. Yeah, and this guy only gets misdemeanors. I'm like,
stern talking to.
Yeah.
A stern talking to, but it must be like war on comedians. Like if you go to LA right now, you can slap or punch a comedian and get away with it.
Listen, I'm just going to say I'm grateful that they actually had a little restraint, because I know where Chris Rock's from. I didn't grow up that far from him, and I know where Dave Chappelle's from. Although I've never been to Cleveland before. It's a dirty place, but no, really. Like when people say, "Oh, he did it in a dirty place," I'm always like, "Cleveland," Yeah. These are gentlemen that had to made their ways through the early part of their life with their fists. All right, so I get it. And this guy comes up on stage with a knife or whatever. Listen, Dave Chappelle's a Second Amendment supporter. I'm surprised. He did not put the bad guy down, to tell you the truth. Chris Rock, on the other hand, I guess he must have thought Will was playing, because, there was a woman involved, so nobody knows what really goes on there, right?
According to reports, the guy who went after Chappelle, his security team Well, let's just put it this way. His elbows are not pointing in the correct direction.
Oops.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't get to. Was there any video? Did this guy get on stage?
There was a brief video. In fact, let me check and see if I can find it real quick. You guys chop it up real quick for a quick second. Let me see if I can
All
find
right,
it.
all right, all right.
Yeah, I personally feel that the Will Smith and Chris Rock was all staged. I mean,
You think so?
Chris is standing there with his hands behind him. You can see him when, I've seen enough videos or still images of it. He's leaning forward. He's closing his eyes. He's clenching up. He's preparing for impact. He knew what was coming, and
Yeah, but does
right.
that mean maybe he's like I'm gonna take one from Will Smith? I'll show you how tough I am.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
that
Here it
may
is.
be,
I
but-
found it.
I don't know. It's a toss up for me
Yeah.
too. So
All right.
Yeah.
I found it. Here it is. Check it out.
all right.
Sure. There's more than one way.
You gotta wait till the ad's over.
It looks like the guy from Tool Time.
I know. They get a free ad in on me. I didn't realize.
Oh,
I
wow.
thought how I
work-
could,
Work harder, work smarter, not harder.
There you go.
Oh, Polaris. Okay, yeah, pretty good stuff.
Behind me on the DJ table is one of the most prolific producers.
There you go. Some sort of amphitheater, moving back and forth, doing his usual gimmick.
Yeah, this is somewhere in I believe L.A. or, California, definitely.
Let's see. Oh, and he gets up. Oh, he's a full on charge.
Oh, now
All right.
we're gonna get the slow mo here.
So he kind of suckers him. He's coming from the opposite way.
Boom.
Boom.
Remember too, he's in the shadows, and
Oh, that was
Dave
kind of
Chappelle's got the lights
soft.
behind him.
He had a full charge on him and just got the Heisman treatment.
Yeah, he put
Yeah.
a shoulder in him. It was a decent open field tackle.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but he
To a-
didn't take him down.
Yeah.
It was
well, Dave is pretty good size.
yes.
Yeah,
Well, no.
he is.
Rule number one: you don't put your head down. If you're gonna do the open field tackle, you got to have your head up, right?
Oh yeah,
Nose in the
Drive
numbers.
through the target.
Nose in the numbers
drive
through the
through.
target. He just blew that one. He could be
guy did
tackling
leave
for the
stage.
Dallas Cowboys defense. Let me tell you.
He just tried to strong arm it.
The guy did leave stage with a microphone up his butt, though. Dave dropped a mic right there.
Exactly. I'm surprised he didn't just
that
take the microphone and go,
Like Earl said, take that with you.
take that with you. But, dude, I'm telling you, these left-wing district attorneys, they are going to lose. I mean, they're allowing all sorts of crap. And it's just funny, though, to watch Hollywood have to deal with it. I mean, now you're seeing stars who are being attacked. And, there's not going to be any prosecution.
Because of this incident, it's come to light that this particular DA is known to have a reputation for lessening charges. The police officers do their job, bring criminals into court with a certain level of charges, and this DA is automatically reducing them before court even starts.
Right.
Craig, does it does it mean anything to you that this has been black victims both times?
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but yes. But here's the thing, but this is the point. Most crime, when people victimize somebody, it's not almost always, but in a high percentage, it's almost always people of the same nationality. Whites tend to attack whites. Blacks tend to attack blacks. Asians tend to attack Asians. That's just standard. So I don't know who this guy was. I don't know what his deal was. I don't know what his ethnicity was. But the fact that blacks would tend to be victims of crimes does not surprise me. The fact that they don't care about blacks being victims of crimes does bother me.
Right. I'm curious. I mean, do you think this would have happened to? Well, we know the question was, do you think somebody would have hit The Rock instead of Chris Rock? Do you think somebody would have gone after Bill Burr on stage rather than a Dave Chappelle? Is there a line there that makes it okay to, I don't know, attack black actors and comedians? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't seen or heard of any white comedians being attacked. So I don't know if this is becoming a trend. Is it just going to be black comedians, or is it going to be any comedian? We shall
Ooh.
soon see.
Maybe they could go after Lewis Black.
He's still a black comedian.
He's still a black comedian, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Elon Musk is an African American.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you
We
get
got
it.
facts, folks. We
Yeah,
got
that's
facts.
the ticket. That's the ticket. All right. So this next one, okay, this next one is interesting because we got a situation where they're talking about politics, and on The View, one of the hosts of The View decided to, had some very disparaging words about black Republicans, and here I'll let you watch the quick clip.
Okay, but I know this may be a novel point, a novel idea for somebody who's, a supporter of Trump, but there are people who are capable of being related and not having ethical interests.
There's many things that I don't stand by that Trump did. Trump has done things that are racist. I'm a black woman first, so always understand that. But I do say that I have many conservative values that I will talk to you about. And so if you look at your network that you're standing behind, yes, and when you look at your network that you're standing behind, you're saying that you look at Chris Cuomo.
I feel like that's an oxymoron, a black Republican.
You feel like it's an oxymoron?
I do.
Why? Your friend right here is a Republican.
We had this conversation many times.
You do, and you say you feel like it's an oxymoron that you're Catholic, but you also are pro-life.
I don't understand either.
No, you don't understand yourself. Then you have disagreements.
I understand myself. I don't understand either.
But it's not a personal conversation.
Yeah.
We're having a personal conversation about CNN
I don't
and how
understand black
things can get
Republicans,
leaked.
and I don't understand Latino Republicans.
Well, today this is not about me, and it's not about you. It's about celebrating Corinne Jean-Pierre.
And I think we
history
should, and we
she's
can agree
making.
on that.
All right, so I don't know who Corinne Jean-Pierre is, but once again, what I find, oh yeah, that's right, that's the new press secretary. Anyway, what I find funny is I'm like,
what happened to Jen?
Jen's going to MSNBC.
Yeah, she's quitting.
She's
You didn't know
quitting.
that?
You're gonna have to go to MSNBC
no,
and
no.
watch Jen.
No. I mean, listen, I don't really, I mean, I watch her. I don't listen to her. I mean, but if she's leaving, come on, Jen. Hook a brother up. Give us a call.
She'll circle back to that.
She'll circle back to that.
Ugh.
Circle back. Back that up right over here. Yeah.
Right. Well, I will just tell you, if someone honestly thinks that being a black Republican is an oxymoron, well, then you're just a moron, is my perspective on that.
Yeah, well, she clearly didn't know what an oxymoron was, but I got to say that Rosie looked a little good. I didn't think Rosie looked a little better. She's like she'd be doing some work or something on herself there.
That's not Rosie.
That's not Rosie.
No.
I thought that was Rosie.
I don't know who that was, but I know that's not.
That was
Rosie.
I thought
not
that was
Rosie.
Rosie O'Donnell. I'm sorry.
What gets me though is that
With a Latin accent.
yeah, I don't know who the woman the woman that made the comment that she felt a black Republican is an oxymoron, and then she went on to say too that she didn't understand Latino Republicans as well, but nobody's going to call her a racist when sounds like clearly she just made some racist statements. She doesn't feel if you are black or you are Hispanic, you can't be part of a particular political party based on your race.
Oh, you're supposed to think. You're supposed to think a certain way if you are black. If you leave that orthodoxy, if you walk away from the faith, well, then they consider you to be a heretic, and you are no longer a member of their congregation. Is pretty much what it is. And she's right. You know what? I am not a member of the left. I will not be a member. I've never been a member of the left. I have not always been a registered Republican, but I realized that I've never been a liberal. Ever. What's funny is my parents weren't liberals, but they were registered Democrats and always voted Democrat and always voted against the values that they raised me to have. That's the problem. What she doesn't get is that, not being black or being black doesn't mean that I have to kowtow and give, Democrats, allow them to pass policies that do nothing more than hurt me, hurt my country, hurt my community, and hurt my family.
See, I don't think it had anything with her to being black or Hispanic or anything else. I think if anything, she's probably French, and her last name is Dumas.
Dumas.
She is a Dumas.
There may be a different pronunciation, but we
got what you're saying now. We got we speak as Deutsch.
Sí, sí.
Sí,
El
sí.
queso está viejo y putrido. ¿Dónde está el sanitario?
Cinco de Mayo was yesterday, sir. It was yesterday.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
He's looking up your old address.
Well, or as they say in Fiji, bula.
Moolah.
Moolah. Moolah, yeah, there you go.
Well, since everybody else is doing it, I don't want to be the only odd man out.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's move
yeah.
along
Oh,
to
yeah.
our parting shot. Obviously, there's been a lot of rhetoric and a lot of talk about the whole abortion issue with the memo being leaked regarding Roe versus Wade. And as we all know, the left is losing their minds regarding this whole thing. And we actually found someone who actually was able to offer some sound advice for those on the left to help them to better understand exactly how what's going on here. So for those of you who are listening on the podcast, there's a doctor sitting here, and he's looking and he's talking to the camera, and he's saying, "Calm down, liberals. No one is coming for your abortions. We just want common sense abortion control. Mandatory background checks, complete with mental health evaluation. Must be placed in a national abortion registry, $200 tax stamp, and a 1-year wait period. Outlaw assault abortions after the first trimester and limit the number you can have. Because after all, no one needs more than one abortion." Now, there's one mic that you pointed out in the pre-show that was missing there.
Yeah, you should also be 21 or to get an abortion.
There you go. So,
And my input on this is they're arguing for their quote unquote right that I don't remember seeing it written anywhere in the Constitution to partake in a situation that will end the life of another human being, but yet they want to fight us to practice our right that is written in the Constitution to be prepared to defend our own life.
funny
But
how
yet
that works.
They have
huh?
a problem with that.
Funny how that works. It's like this they consider to be a fundamental right, a process that didn't even exist at that time, the time of the writing of the Constitution. They want to argue that's a fundamental right, but yet somehow the right to keep and bear arms, which is written into the Constitution, yeah, somehow that's not really a right. I don't get that logic. But then again, that's probably why I'm not a Democrat.
One of the things, though, too, is they want to broadly throw it under health care. It's women's health care. Okay, I'm going to say me carrying a firearm to
Is whenever I hear them talking about, well, hey, these what is it? I wish my body had as many rights as guns do. Well, here's an example of what it means of how they treat guns. Anyway, sir, hey, it's about that time. Why don't we give a quick shout out to our sponsors?
Let's say hello to our good friends at Gorilla Machining, Grid Defense, and of course, the fine folks out there at the California Republican Assembly.
Folks,
got an never-ending battle.
Yeah, they do.
Never ending. It's battling. It is a fight behind enemy lines, and we appreciate each and every one of you who support us. Do me a favor. The links for all of our sponsors are in the description of this video. Click there, go there, spend some money, and let them know that the guys over at The Rundown sent you. With that, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to have a nice, fun-filled weekend, and we encourage you all to do the same. Please be safe, but most importantly, have fun. And I guess we will talk to y'all on Monday.
All we are saying is give peace a chance.
I'll cover you. Let me know how that works out for you.
Later.